We're here on the ground in Medellin at Outsource to LAC, a really exciting conference sponsored by the IDB. And we're checking in with one of our really good friends in the very beginning at Nearshore Americas, Peter Ryan. And Peter, you and I were talking a minute ago about the changing scope and the changing nature of the emerging tigers of Latin American outsourcing. So compared to 2009, you had a certain set of players. Now going into 2013, what countries are you keeping your eye on?
There's a number of countries, Kirk, and one of the things that's really struck me the past couple of years especially is the growth in Central America. Countries that perhaps, back in 2000, 1995, we never would have even have considered. Now we're actually looking at as potential blue chip locations for offshore delivery. And when we're talking to different countries, I'm mentioning specifically Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala.
Okay.
The big four, as we call them.
And what is it about these particular countries that's exciting for you?
Oh, there's a few things. I think the first and most important thing is political normalization. When you take a look at what's happened in each one of these countries, there have been challenges, especially in a location like Honduras, where there was a coup, a new government, then a democratically elected government, but they're turning the page. Look at what's happened in Nicaragua and El Salvador recently as well. You had governments that have been elected that have had a left of center penchant to them. At the same time, they've been putting in place policies that are as conservative as you would have found in the 1990s, which is attracting investment. The quality's in there, the investment is going into these countries in terms of the infrastructure, the education, the healthcare, and that's attracting the outsourcing community.
Okay, so for these four tigers we're talking about, we spend a lot of time thinking about trying to identify who the leaders are that are really outreaching to the market, to North America, making their brands known. Who are some of the names that come to mind for you in those countries?
Well, I think if we take a look at Sitel's deployment in Managua, that's amazing. They've got the old U.S. embassy, and they've made some great strides in terms of making that a location of choice that individuals want to work as contact center agents. Stream Global Services as well in Nicaragua is doing some fantastic work. I've had the chance personally to visit sites in El Salvador, including Teleperformance, including Sykes, just some amazing work that's happening down there. And look at the work that's happening in Honduras around the Altia Business Park. Absolutely phenomenal, the amount of investment they've been able to recoup in San Pedro Sula. And not to forget Guatemala. Not a week goes by where I don't hear some great stories about the work that Capgemini is doing down there in Guatemala City. So, I think the momentum is there, the traction is there, and what's going to be crucial for the Central American region as a location for outsourced delivery is to ensure that they're able to try and take this good work and promote it worldwide and overcome still some of the lingering perception problems about stability that exist amongst the international investment community.
So is it your anticipation that some of these markets have the potential to compete with a Costa Rica or Uruguay or Chile?
I don't think there's any question about it. In fact, I'd say they're competing right now. They're certainly not at the same level in terms of investment penetration or perhaps in terms of level of sophistication around investment of infrastructure, education, bilingualism, but they're getting there. And the fact is there's a will to win. And I predict that over the course of the next decade, we'll be seeing a lot more traction from these big four.
Fantastic, Peter. Well, as always, great to catch up with you. Peter and I are on a panel shortly to talk about cloud and cloud services, and I look forward to it, Peter.
Me too. Thanks, Kirk.
Thank you, amigo.